took 2 gulps. Anyway, welcome to my Lowlife Podcast. As always, it's Henry. And this week I have Christian Bacher, one of my oldest friends I've ever had on. Christian, say hi.
Hi, I'm special.
He is pretty special.
No, I'm not.
It's just 2 guys and 1 microphone in 1 room, all alone.
Wow.
Great start, right?
Yeah, that's how we're gonna.
So Christian and I, we met kindergarten, right?
I think it was kindergarten, yeah.
Back when you actually had like no hair. Like so I've always gone with a buzz cut for like almost all my life. Same with Christian until when did you start growing it out?
I think I started in 8th grade. I think that because like before then, like in kindergarten and 1st grade, I was in a mohawk. So I thought mohawks were like the greatest thing ever, and no one could top that. And then like 3rd grade hit, and I was like, mohawks suck. I need to just shave it off. So I shaved it off, and then after that, I was like, shaving it off sucks. I need to do something else. And so I just started growing it out. And then like by the time 10th grade hit, it was like this long.
He has long, flowing, brown, beautiful hair.
It's not like that long,
well, okay,
but it's longer compared to most other people.
For most guys, it goes a little past your shoulders.
Yeah. I think that's about as long as I'm ever going to take it.
How often do you get it cut?
I get it trimmed every now and then just because I get a lot of split ends, but I don't often like let's cut off 4 inches and restart. Like I just
the longest I've ever done is about like eye level.
Oh
like you
Lord.
can just barely go past my eyes.
I remember those days. God.
That was 7th grade. That was winter of 7th grade, and for my hair, it's weird. Like in the summer, it grows out blonde. In the winter, it grows out almost a brownish color. So you could see at the ends, it was almost frosted tips, and it was disgusting. But it just got darker as it got closer to my scalp. And then once it started getting warm, I'm like, you know what? This is too long. We just shave it all off.
Right.
But yeah, we met in kindergarten, and we went to the same. We were in the same class for until when did you start? He was homeschooled for a few years. Yeah. When did you start that?
So during 2nd grade, my mother had this my mother was just kind of done with our elementary school because I was smarter than the other kids. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but
it is pretty smart.
I was getting through homework really quick. When my mom tried to say, hey, can we give them harder stuff, they were all like, no. So she was all like, fine. And so basically...
That was the next... Can you make that noise again? Okay.
It sucks. But yeah, so basically what happened was I got pulled out in 3rd grade through 8th grade. I was homeschooled, which basically it was weird, but you just kind of get used to it.
Starting 6th grade, he did, like, we actually started hanging out at 6th grade again because he was in the band. Because you would tell him once a day for an hour just to play percussion.
Yeah.
We start off. So I start off as a trumpet, and he's done percussion his entire music career. And it was both third period, so we were actually able to interact some. And then I switched at 8th grade. I switched over to low brass. But yeah, we've been friends for an absolutely long period of time.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to give you. We've been friends ever since I can remember. I didn't even remember that we met in kindergarten. I just kind of thought, he's just kind of been there all.
Yeah. I'm just assuming we met in kindergarten.
I just kind of
Remember playing Foursquare?
Oh my god!
How much everybody hated us for doing power bombs or cherry bombs and power hits.
No, because it was okay. So in 1st grade, one day they taught. I think it was one day they just taught us Foursquare.
Yeah.
And the day they taught us that, everyone shifted from playing on the playground, whatever. I think almost every guy in 1st grade, every guy in
our class that went to recess at the same time.
They just ran as fast as they could to the Foursquare field.
Because we all wanted to be the what is it called, king?
I think it's.
We wanted.
It's the king. Yeah.
The person in the first square is basically gets to start the ball, so they can send it to whoever they want, and then there's 3 other squares, and you start off in the 4th square, and then if someone above you gets out, then everybody moves up a square. And it got to the point where everybody started to hate us because we were doing like these power hits. So me, you, Taylor, Patrick, and I think maybe one or two other dudes. So there's 2 Foursquares. We all moved over and just played by ourselves, and we had a blast. And then like it was because it was the girls that were mostly complaining, and then everybody just slowly started to move to our square.
Yeah, so it kind of just split up to like the boys' square and then the girls' square, and then
everybody eventually just joined with us, and we were the kings because we were the best at doing like those power hits.
Yeah.
Because we were some strong little bastards, weren't we?
We were...
Like, for our age, I felt like we were really strong.
I'll give you that, I think.
I know, whenever I was a kid, I would always, we have cabinets, and, we have a countertop and then cabinets above, and all our plates and cups are up there, and I would always set the table every day as a kid, whenever I was, 3, 4, 5 years old, and I would always climb up on the counter every single day, so I actually got really strong with my hands for a while, or my arms got really strong for my age because I would just lift myself up every single day.
Yeah, I understand. I think I didn't I don't know. I think that was one of the bigger things I missed initially when I did homeschool was just playing Foursquare every day at recess because
being able to interact with everybody.
Yeah, because homeschool's just kind of weird. You have there are some people that work in groups where they're it's like a small community of kids that will get together. They don't go to public school, but it's just a small community that gets together and they all go to one house. They learn these subjects. They still have homework, but it's all one designated house or something. And so they have these small homeschool communities. And then there's some that just don't do that, and we were the ones that didn't do that. I think we knew someone at one point that had this small group, and there's
I didn't even know those existed. Actually,
there's I think my mother and I, when I was younger, we'd go to these, conventions that sold all these, homeschool, curriculum things. So you'd have, English textbooks.
That's weird.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're all, they all revolve around, the Bible. So if you weren't, yeah, it was...
We're both Christian, by the way, just so you know. Yeah. I was raised Catholic. You were...
I was named it. Look at that.
You were named Christian, but you were raised...
I'm Baptist, yeah.
Okay, I was I don't want to offend you, but
I don't get offended, Henry.
Some people do.
I know.
We all you all know those people that if you get the wrong Christian thing, then they're like, oh, I could never be that. Those people are wrong.
How dare you?
We're all Christian. We all believe in the same people.
Unfriending you.
You know what? I like how for some people, one of the worst things you could do to them is unfriend them on Facebook. Mm-hmm. You're just I'm gonna unfriend you on Facebook. I didn't even know we were friends at the first place.
Yeah, I remember making a Facebook account a while ago, but I never actually used it. I think I might have posted a few things and hopped on it sporadically. But I don't actively post things and put up pictures and whatever. I rarely ever put something up. It'll be months of there have been times in the past where it's been months. I remember putting one up for my birthday, and then I wasn't on it for easily a month.
Yeah, for me, I as soon as I friend you, I instantly unfollow you. There's 4 or 5 people that I have friends I'm friends on Facebook that I actually follow. But I just do a quick scroll through everything, and if I see something that interests me, I stop at it. But mostly, I really don't. The only reason I have Facebook is for Messenger. If I need to talk to someone that I don't have their number, or Snapchat, or any other social media, Facebook is such an easy thing. And then also, if someone's trying to describe to me someone, and I'm I don't know names, I know faces. So I'll just look up Christian Balker, Jared Wilman, and just find it, just find their Facebook, click on it, be okay, now I know who you're talking about. Mm-hmm. That's the main convenience I find with Facebook. And then also the fact that just everything is linked to Facebook or Google. Mm-hmm. So if you don't those are the two main, the main reason I have it is I still have it and I haven't deleted it yet because I want to, is because everything is linked to Facebook. Mm-hmm. They're oh, do you want to sign in? No. How about you just connect it with your Facebook, and then you don't have to worry about anything. I'm deal. That's
deal. Yeah, it's just
don't have to fill in name, don't have to fill in address, don't have to fill in no number, no email.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just set a password, and that's it.
And that's just kind of the society I think we've come to be. Like, if it's convenient, like, we're going to do it. Like, if we see sign in with Facebook, I don't think anyone's going to be like, well, I don't want Facebook looking at this. And like, no, you're just going to click sign in via Facebook and you're going to do whatever you want. Like, no one's going to, like, hate you just for signing in from Facebook or anything.
And then, like, the same thing with Google. Like, everything is, you can sign in through Google. I trust Google way more than I trust Facebook, because Facebook has been known to spy on you. Even though Google does do something like that, where, like, they'll check to see what your, like, your history, what you've looked at, what you've Googled, and they'll like, give that information out to advertisers. So that way, like, I actually heard this, it was a really funny joke.
Yeah. Or
not joke, but it was like a story that I read on a Tumblr post or whatever.
Right.
This guy kept on, like, okay, so it was an office space, and this guy, one of the guys, kept on losing his spoons, and he would always complain about it, and, like, he would never be able to find his spoons, so he'd just keep on buying spoons. So all his coworkers got together, and every time they would email him on Gmail, like, cause that's what their company used, they would always press enter after, like, the last line of their of their email to him, and then just type in spoon, and they would type it in like 100 or 200 times, and then, like, make it invisible, like, turn it to white text, so that way he could never see it, and he would because of that, he would eventually start getting all these, like, advertisements for spoons, and he was freaking out because he thought Google was spying on him. But, like, it's like, Google, I trust Google way more because, one, you've read those things where it's like, oh, China's trying to hack into Google, but they haven't been able to crack anything. It's like, plus also, like, all the, like, the way Google is set up, like, they're such an open and, like, they're such an open company, and they're, like, trying to advance technology and all that they're okay with taking risks to see what they can do. Like, with cameras and cars and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is really cool what they've done, so that's why I trust them more. And then also, like, all the scandals with Facebook and all that. It's just, that's why I trust it a little less, but still.
Yeah, I understand. Websites are just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Like, when I was younger, like, the internet just seemed like a small place to me. Like, I'd usually go on, like, 2 sites, and I knew, like, oh, hey, there's a bunch of sites over here, but I think it wasn't until I got older where I just realized, like, the whole, like, it just the scope of the internet, and then you're like, oh man, the internet's huge, and then you learn about the deep web, and you're like, the internet's barely nothing now. Like, once you hit, like, stuff, like, once you learn about stuff, like, just how many websites there are and how the deep web works, it's really big, and it freaks me out a lot.
What I love is jokes, like internet jokes that will just like, no matter what website you're on, you will, like, someone will post about it. Like, one of the jokes I like is whenever someone, like, asks what song it is, people will always respond with Druid Sandstorm. Or there's one joke one thing that I found, like, going through, like, iFunny or something. But people would be, like, people on Pornhub would be commenting, like asking, like, oh, I'm like worried about a job interview tomorrow, like, what advice would you give? And someone would actually give an advice, or like, oh, I was trying to make brownies, but they tasted like too flat, like, what's the best, or like they were way too flat, like, what's the best thing? And, like, it was just these simple questions that you would see on, like, a mom forum page.
Oh my god.
Or like like where you would ask questions and one that would help, like, give you advice and help you out. Okay, fine.
That's all that passes on the internet these days. It has to be stupid or it has to be funny, and if it's not either,
it has to be stupid, or it has to have some kind of sexual content, and that's what makes clickbait. Woo! Okay. Anyway, so for gaming, I grew up playing Minecraft and League of Legends. Like, those are the 2 main games I ever played for, like, years. But then there's Christian and his gaming experiences. He's played everything, it feels like.
I have no idea what Christian you're talking about.
Like,
okay, y'all want to know?
I never grew up on Nintendo. Or
GameCube. Okay,
or
I
Wii.
understand.
Those sort of games. You know what I'm saying?
I got you now. Okay, but yeah. So my family is really, like, we're not, like, the most religious family ever, but we still like to like follow like the rules of the Bible and whatever, just to like be respectful. And I'm not perfect at it, which no one is. But still, we try to do our best. And so that resulted in when we picked whatever like console, whatever we were going to get to play games, we ended up going with Nintendo because they're always advertised as this family-friendly thing. So growing up, I ended up playing a lot of Mario Kart. I remember Mario Kart being like...
He's scary good at Mario Kart and scary good at Super Smash Bros.
I'm not that scary good at Super Smash Bros.
You are! You just pick...
Okay, yeah, compared to you, probably
you pick
yes,
Pikachu, and you just destroy everybody.
Everybody's at Pikachu.
I thought you always picked Pikachu.
I hate Pikachu. Okay, if I'm going to play Smash Brothers, I'm not going to pick Pikachu. Pikachu's stupid.
I thought you picked Pikachu and then put the white banana on his head. That's what you did last time I played with you.
The white banana.
Bandana.
Oh, bandana. I like the white banana. Like,
he's a unicorn.
Stop talking. Okay. No, so... I don't know. I just played Nintendo because I was that weird kid. And I still kind of am because I still only play
Nintendo. But everybody loves you.
But if I had to pick, like, my favorite game, though, it'd come down to a draw between, like, Deus Ex and probably Mario Kart 8 if I had to pick, because Mario Kart 8's just... It's a really good game. They really did their darndest to make sure it was, like, finely polished and whatever. And I'm like, I respect them for that.
Okay, so we did this with Jared, but yeah. I've been asking on my Snapchat, like, to post on my it's Sarah Haha, even though that's how I pronounce it, because I don't actually know how it's pronounced, but it's Sarahah.
I just say Sarah Haha.
But I would just say Sarah Haha, and it's really funny. But so I get a lot of questions, and I want Christian to read the first thing that someone had.
I'm not reading this.
Fine, I'll read it.
No, you're not reading this either. This is stupid.
So
I didn't come here so you could just... Okay, it's the stupid fitnessgram pacer test thing that everyone thinks is the funniest thing ever, but then it's not, because it really isn't funny.
I think it's funny because it's just... I don't see it that often.
Yeah.
But it would... Like, it's the full... Oh, okay. For some reason, it doesn't... like, the Sarah Haha app just doesn't like to work.
Sarah Haha.
Yeah, it's the...
Oh
This is the Fitnessgram pacer test.
It's
just that entire the entire script all the way up to get ready, start, ding.
I just...
Why is it so...
It's not.
It is though.
It's not.
It's something that we all hated as a kid. I hated it. I absolutely hate it, because especially since I'm not a person that's like good at running. But I would always try my best, and then I would always like feel really bad afterward because I used all my energy.
Oh my god.
Okay, let me go to actually where people... Okay, who's the best Spider-Man villain?
Okay, best Spider-Man. I'm not really the biggest fan of Spider-Man. I'm more of a...
Really? Okay, I wasn't a big fan of Spider-Man, but Tom Holland, he got me back into Spider-Man.
I think mine's still going to be Doc Ock. I'm always a fan of Doc Ock.
I didn't like him in Spider-Man 2. I didn't like the guy that played him.
I think he was good.
He creeped me out.
I think not even with regards to the movies, just in general, Doc Ock is still probably my favorite like Spider-Man villain, just because like he's just like he's such a cool character design. Like there's a lot. I love humans. I just love how he's like, oh, I'm just a regular guy, but I've got like 4 other arms on my back that can stretch out to be like really long.
It's cool when humans are able to do extraordinary things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was Venom. Is that the
black
one?
Yeah, the black one. Yeah.
It's just for the sole reason of he is an actual monster. Like he is an actual being that is.
So was the other one from like. Wasn't there like a reptile one?
Yeah,
like
but
reptile.
He started off as human. This is an
So did Venom. Venom started off as a human too.
Venom was Okay, the guy that is Venom. Okay, it's like a human, and then like Venom is the creature or goo or whatever that takes control of people.
Yeah.
And then turns them into Venom. So Venom is it takes control of people and turns them into Venom. and stuff. But like, I just think it's cool because he looks like a monster. He's actually a monster and all that sort of stuff. Oh, okay. So when I asked, like one of the times I asked for questions, I said I was watching Gotham, and I just recently started watching that show, and it's a great show. There's a lot of things I don't like about it, but it's a great show. But I said ask DC or Marvel related questions, and one of the questions was Defenders or Gotham. Have you seen either?
I've seen. Oh Lord. Okay, so Gotham I've watched, and I think it's pretty good. It does the job right. It's a really interesting thing to watch.
The age gaps
Defenders,
are a little weird.
I can't stand. I've
Really?
never liked the Iron Fist. The Iron Fist is such a stupid character. His only thing is that, like, what? He can charge up a fist that he can use once, and then he runs out of energy, so he has to wait to recharge the fist. Like, in the very first thing between him and Luke Cage was just non-stop going to town on Iron Fist. And Iron Fist literally stopped it just by punching Luke Cage 20 feet across. But Luke Cage just gets up like nothing happened. And it's like, how is Iron Fist this, like, respect? Like, he's not a good character. He's so lame.
See, the reason I don't like him is he thinks like a child. Or not like he thinks like such an innocent person. That's why I absolutely love Luke Cage and Daredevil is by far my favorite Defender. Mm-hmm. But it's because they see the world as a dark place and they just try to make it better. That's the way they see it, and that's the way I like. So those two I loved in Defenders. Same with Jessica. But the Iron Fist is probably my least favorite of the 4 Defenders. And then I also didn't. I haven't actually watched all the way through Jessica Jones because it just lost my interest. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't my thing.
I only watched Luke Cage. Luke Cage was my show. That was a good show. I like Luke Cage.
Okay. Someone says, which is better? No opinions, just facts. Good luck. Of which is better between DC or Marvel? Which are you a fan of? Are you a DC?
DC or Marvel?
I'm strong DC. I've always loved DC.
I don't, like, I like people from, I think I'd probably have to pick DC too. Just because
I've grown up on Batman, so there's no way to...
Yeah, Batman's probably...
There's no way to spin me away from Batman and the whole family.
Yeah, Batman's a good one, but... I think I just have to go with DC. I just like Batman. There's, like...
I've never been a fan of Superman. I've always hated Superman.
Especially, like, okay, I love some of the villains in Batman. Like, not like the Joker and Two-Face, like, they're alright, but
Joker is my favorite.
One of my favorite villains of all time is probably...
Polka Dot Man.
Go away.
Calendar Man.
Calendar Man, okay. Like, someone woke up in the morning, said, hey, you know what would be the best thing ever? What if we made a villain who, like, had control over calendars, and someone was like, this is an amazing idea. That's what pisses me off. But no. So my favorite Batman villain, it was probably going to have to be Scarecrow. I'm a huge fan of Scarecrow.
Really?
Yeah, especially in, like, the comics when he had, like, the hat and the stuff. Like, he actually looked like a Scarecrow, but
That's why I didn't like the Christian Bale Scarecrow, because he just wore a mask.
Oh no, I love the Christian Bale Scarecrow too. I think that's an interesting twist.
Not as much as the original.
Yeah, I love him too. Like, but I also do like the old Scarecrow where he actually looked like a scarecrow and struck fear in everyone. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever growing up. I was like, whoa. Especially like when you get older and you find out that there was a point in his life where he was actually like a villain in like the Green Lantern franchise.
Really?
Yeah. So like apparently there was a cartoon where. Because, like, in Green Lantern, they have all the colored rings or whatever, and, like, the orange one or something is supposed to be, like, evil or fear. Like, yeah, apparently there's...
Yellow is fear.
Yeah, yellow.
Then I don't remember what orange is.
I don't care about Green Lantern that much, but I do know that apparently Scarecrow was given, like, a yellow ring. He had, like, control of a yellow ring for a short time.
That's awesome.
And then, like, I think someone else that was also evil... like took him down or beat him up and then took the ring for himself, and then Scarecrow just went back to step one, but he's still like he's good in my book. I just love Scarecrow. If I had to pick one villain to be him.
Okay, is Gotham any good? Yes. I would recommend watching it. I've only gone through about a little past half of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a new perspective on like the Batman world before Batman was Batman.
Are all these questions just about comic books?
No, it's just.
How many people put something about comics?
A surprise. Okay, best version of Spider-Man.
Oh my God,
Tom Holland. I'm just gonna end it.
Yes,
just gonna end it at
please.
that. Favorite obscure Batman film.
Oh my lord.
Christian answered because he's not as popular really.
No, obscure. No, Scarecrow. I still think is one of the like. If he's not like one of the top ones, like Joker, he's on like. I think he's a solid
he's
list.
a tier 2 list.
He's tier 2.
But
if it has to be lower than that,
he's like there with the Riddler.
Yeah, if he has to be there with that though, there's one Batman villain called Onomatopoeia, like named after like the English term, and his entire his entire power is just he can like replicate sounds like in the environment around him. Like he can just like that's all he does. He doesn't speak or anything. He just replicates sounds. So like he can do like faucets dripping or bats flying
really?
Or like gunshot. Cool. Like that's his entire thing, and he just has this really cool mask and like costume design and like it's not even a costume. He just has like a mask and like I just like the idea. I think he's cool, and I wish they'd bring him out. Like I wish they like make him like a little more relevant because I think it's such a fun idea for like a villain, and there's just so much like you can do with it.
I'm trying to like okay because I've watched like tons of different Batman shows, but there like Batman Brave and the Bold was the one that really went in depth on all these obscure characters. Definitely Equinox was one of my favorites because he was always trying to channel between light and dark, and he's like, oh, there needs to be order and chaos, and I think that's really cool design. And that's really that's the biggest. Like that's the biggest one that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Out of all the obscure ones. But honestly, out of the obscure ones, I don't really like many of them.
Okay.
Which Defender?
And I'm not trying to act like I know everything about comics. Like growing up, I literally didn't read comics at all. I watched like.
I didn't either. I was all through watching Batman and stuff.
Yeah, the only like times where I know an obscure villain or anything about a comic is when I just like a character so much. Like that's how I like. That's why I like Luke Cage, and that's why I like Christian Bale as there's Christian Bale Scarecrow, and that's why I just like all these like odd choices for heroes and villains, just because I only like the weird ones that just.
Okay, this is the last.
Lord.
No, it's a quick one.
Bro.
This is the last one about comic books. Which Defender is your favorite? Mine is Daredevil. He obviously likes Luke Cage.
Yeah. Done.
There you go. That's
Please
it.
Stop.
Done with the comic books.
Let's just
okay. No, that's it. We're done. That's the last podcast. You will
like the Price is Right theme just cuts us out.
So here's some actual questions. Why do Slim Chance and Fat Chance mean the same thing?
Why do Slim Chance?
It's weird.
I don't really ever use Fat Chance. I always just use Slim Chance.
I don't say either really, but they do technically mean this. I don't understand why. Okay, this is why they mean the same thing. It's the freaking English it's the English language. That's how it works. But it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I understand though. Like, English is stupid. I kind of sometimes wish I was born in a different country. I think that'd be fun.
Okay, next question. Will the Cardinals get a wild card? Why are birds playing Uno? I don't understand. Will the Cardinals get the wild?
Yeah.
Why are like how are birds able to play like Uno? Like the what?
Are you sure they don't mean like the baseball?
They mean baseball.
I was like,
I just don't know anything about baseball. I don't even know what a wild card is.
Yeah, I just play it. I don't like watch it.
I don't. Okay.
Are all of the questions you have literally just about like
it's random.
DC or Cardinals? And then the Slim Chance, Fat Chance one?
You haven't let me go through. I was going down.
Then keep going through.
Okay. How do y'all show your faith in Christ as teens? Do you want to talk about that? It's fine if you don't.
Okay.
For me, I don't really go to church much because I work every Sunday morning. but as many times as I can, I go to every single Christian and Christian youth event that I can. So it's really helpful because one of our friends, Darcy, she like runs and creates all these different events that make it a lot easier to get closer to Christ. But I like taking photos, and so I just I take photos and share them with people and show people, and it's my best way of spreading Christ.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the best Christian role model. Like a lot of my friends can probably back me up on that. That I'm not the perfect religious. Hey, I'm not gonna be the guy you look at him and you're like, hey, he's obviously a Christian, which haha, my name's Christian, so that's funny. But I'm obviously not no one's gonna walk up and be like, oh man, you look like the religious type, or I think they wouldn't assume that, I guess. But I'm not perfect.
They wouldn't assume that Christian is Christian.
Stop talking. Okay, I'm trying to have a thoughtful moment, and you're just making these mediocre jokes. I don't need
mediocre jokes. What are you talking about?
I've heard the haha Christian. That's a religion. So let's make fun of your name because it's a religion thing over and over.
Yeah, I bet you do.
But yeah, so I'm not perfect, but I usually just like to. I go to church every Sunday. I still go there. I see people he mentioned Darcy. I see a few other friends. Why are you holding a knife?
I just picked up my pocket knife because it was dusty.
Whatever. Okay. So I put aside from that. I play in the youth. I play in the youth band. We have this youth thing that meets up once a month, and it's kind of like this. It's kind of like a party / worship service, and we all just
actually meeting this Friday.
Yeah. So
I'm going.
Yeah, I have to. I'm part of the band. So I play in the band. I play drums and cajon and other auxiliary percussion stuff. It's all weird.
You want to? Okay. We talked about this, and when it happened, we promised each other we would never tell anybody. But now that I have a podcast,
we can't tell this.
Why not?
Because you said you maybe. But it's been It has been literally a year, and you made me promise we cannot tell anyone about this ever.
We told Jared.
Yes, but it's Jared.
But I was a lot of the secrets I keep. I keep because I know I was going to start a podcast. It's
know what?
Never mind.
I don't care.
Never mind. We almost died. That's all you get to know.
Wow.
Okay. So which came first, the chicken or the egg? The chicken, because God created animals, not eggs. There you go.
Really? We're just gonna make this into let's make it my religious podcast, please.
It went from talking about sports. It went from talking about Foursquare to porn to comic book characters. To Cardinals. Okay, never mind. Next question. How do you?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I can't even pronounce that. How do you
phonetically?
Phonetically. Oh, that makes me nervous. How do you phonetically say blue? I don't. What does it mean white? Or how do you phonetically spell blue?
Phonetically, I think
it's how do you spell it using sounds or something? I don't know. I looked it up and I was really confused.
You looked it up and you still.
No, I looked up what the word phonetically spell or what that term means. I don't know. It's just.
What was the point of this question?
I don't know. I'm just reading them.
Oh my god.
Why can't people learn to take their own advice? I'm one of those people. I always tell people don't do this. They're like, but you do it. I'm like, yeah, because that's why I'm telling you not to do it because it's not the best decision.
I think it's just when we're getting caught up trying to help each other and be supportive friends and help each other out. We don't think about how we're kind of a hypocrite because we end up doing the same thing. If someone's like, oh man, I'm having a hard time keeping up with grades and I just can't do it, and I'll be like, well, you just need to buckle down and do it instead of hanging out with friends and going on YouTube and all that.
Or going to
literally all I ever do is just hang out with friends and
go on YouTube. Yeah,
I waste time instead of doing homework, and then I tell people.
I barely ever do homework, but I always tell other people do homework, and I'm just. It's just the way people.
I don't think it's just. I don't think we're trying to be hypocritical when we do that. I think it's just. It's just we're just so caught up in trying to help. I'm sure y'all out there can relate, but it's just we're so caught up in trying to help everyone else that we just get blinded by the fact that hey, we're guilty of the same thing, and then that kind of goes. Yeah.
Yeah. We
I don't know how else to like phrase it, but
it's such a weird. Like we all know why, but at the same time we can't actually say.
Right.
Okay. Next question is a perfect question for us.
Oh god.
How do you ask a guy to hang out to get to know him better? You literally say, "Hey, John, you want to hang out?" It's just a generic name. Hey, Michael, you want to hang out?
No, I want to know more about your thing with John. God.
It's just, oh my god. Hey, dude, you want to hang out? They, like, literally, especially if it's for, like, me, if you want to hang out with me, literally just say, let's hang out. And I'd be like, dope. Like, yeah, sure. Like, right now, next week, it doesn't matter. It's literally just, like, I know it's so hard for both, like, for me anyway, to hang out, like, ask if I can hang out, if like, an opposite gender, like, if a girl, if I'm like, hey, do you want to hang out? It's so awkward. It's so awkward to ask, but literally, if you want to hang out with someone, just ask to hang out, and they'll generally give you a, like...
They give a pretty straightforward response. If they want to hang out, then they'll be like, yeah, let's hang out, but if they don't want to hang out, they might... You'll know.
Yeah, they'll, like, especially with guys, if you have to, like, I assume you like this dude, so you just have to be very obvious with the, like, you can't just be like, oh, I haven't hung out, like, oh, we haven't hung out in a long, or, like, we haven't ever hung out. Like, I know, that's crazy. Some of us don't understand that means you want to hang out. Like, you literally just have to just go to the dude and be like, hey, you want to hang out sometimes? They say, yeah, you hang out. They say no, you're like, okay. If they say no, maybe some other time, they pretty much mean it. But if they say no, they also pretty much, what they say is, like, we will say it straightforward. Okay, next one. How do you deal with insecurity when everyone around you is, like, drop dead gorgeous? I feel this a lot. Like, I look around and I'm like, all my friends are attractive, all my friends are good looking, all my friends have relationships, and then I'm sitting there, like, ugly and alone and all that sort of stuff, and I'm like, I don't know how it goes, but honestly, looks are a lot. Like, looks is the first thing you see of a person.
Yeah.
But, like, some of my friends, like, they might not be the best looking people, but I would never give them up for actually good looking people, because I love them so much. I love the way they are. I love their personality. Mm-hmm. So if you feel ugly, one, you're probably not, because a lot of people do feel ugly, but also, just be a good person, and people don't care what you look like.
Yeah. Like, I have a lot of friends that I would say, yeah, are pretty good looking, but I just don't actively, like, think about them being like, oh, hey, you're actually really good looking. Like, I just don't think about that. Well, I do, and I'm like, yeah, you are good looking at times, but I'm not, like, constantly, like, reminding people that, hey, you're drop dead gorgeous or whatever. I just kind of, like, just talk to them. I just want to be friends with people.
Yeah,
that's the main thing.
Whenever I did, like, if I'm talking to dudes, it'd be like, dude, you actually look pretty. You look pretty dope today, or you look pretty cool today.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the high quality standards we represent on this podcast.
But like for me, like, there's some points that I was just like, damn, you look great, like, to a dude. And the same thing with a girl, especially if you know that they're trying to present themselves, and it, like, they put on makeup or they wore something really nice. Just complimenting someone on that will make their day, especially especially for girls, because, like, if they feel like they put in the time and the effort for that, and then no one says anything. Mm-hmm. So, but don't go in a creepy way, like, hey, you look nice. I like your eye makeup. No, just be like, you look really pretty today. And, like, it's easier if it's a friend.
If you're gonna do it, just be straightforward.
Yeah.
And don't, like, I don't know, just be yourself about it. Don't, like, try to, like, woo them or do anything. Just talk to them like you talk to anyone else.
If you just be their friend, it's easy. Okay, yeah, that was it. Okay, next question. What else do you love other than photography? Podcast. Next question. I literally have been listening to I listen to podcasts almost. I started listening to podcasts more than I listen to music.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
I actually started listening to one, sorry, for cutting you off. Started listening to one because it's really, I find it really satisfying to listen to comedy podcasts while you're driving. Mm-hmm. And I listened to one that like all they do is give advice, and it's 3 brothers. It's called My Brother, and Me, and I would highly recommend listening to them. Yeah, I just like podcasts, and I like photography, and I like film. Those are like my 3 main things at the moment.
I think for me, if there's anything, well, I know it's directed to him, but if there's anything, well, I know I'm not trying to steal your question either, but I think the thing that I probably like the most is probably just friends and music. Like, because during homeschool, I was kind of alone for the first 3 years. It was just me in a house, and I'd see people like Henry and Patrick and all these other friends.
Because we live, like, generally close.
A lot of my friends and I live close. Patrick's just one of my friends, in case you don't know. But
well, I'll have him on at some point, probably.
Get that hype started. But yeah, so I know a lot of my friends, and I see them around a lot, and it's just the main issue is just being homeschooled. Like, I don't ever get to see them. I don't know what their plans are. I went to Scouts with some of them. I was in Cub Scouts growing up, and I was in Boy Scouts, and I'm actually going to be an Eagle Scout sometime within the next couple of weeks, so that should be fun. But
my little boy's growing up.
You're a little boy? No, okay. Thanks.
I'm older than you and taller than you. Therefore, you are my little boy.
My little boy. Thanks, Henry.
Okay.
Oh, my Lord.
Next.
Yeah, so it'd probably be... But, like, when 6th grade hit, like... That was when I got to go to school, so I got to see some of my old friends again. Yeah. And that's when I went to school for band.
You start to really appreciate friends if you haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, and so I just started to talk to people, and I made new friends, and I caught up with old ones, and basically I just completely changed, and I was socially awkward at first. Like, I didn't know how to talk to people because I wasn't talking to anyone for 3 years.
It was hilarious.
By the time like high school, I think it wasn't before. It was by the time high school kicked in, I just knew how to like.
Band really band is such a diverse amount of people that it's really like if you don't know how to talk to people and you're in band, just talk to people because you all have obviously something close and something you can talk about. It's the easiest way to start.
Right.
Okay, next question. Why are sunsets create different colors? Because the sun likes pretty colors. I have no idea, actually. Next question. Who am I? I don't know.
Who am I?
Next question. Who are you? Hopefully someone watching this or listening to this and still here.
Pretty cool.
Would you date someone that you have known for a long time?
Oh, is that to me, or is that asking? Are you asking it from them to you, or?
Okay, the person that I know who asked this, and the answer is still yes. Like, just because you've known someone for a long time or a short amount of time, it doesn't change. In fact, I feel like it's better because you've actually known them and you know who they are, and it's just so much easier to just get closer. But this is directed to the person. At the time, I didn't like you. Now I like you, and now you're dating someone else, and I'm just like, well. But yeah, that's all you get for that.
Wow.
Why do you vape? Same reason people drink soda. It tastes good, and it's literally people are like, oh, I drink soda for either the caffeine or for the for the caffeine and the flavor. I vape for the mellow feeling and the flavor.
I forgot you vape.
I mean, it's literally sitting right.
No, don't do it right now. Stop.
Okay.
It's so dumb.
It's
healthy, but I just think it's really dumb.
It's literally probably the same. It's like the same reason people drink soda.
I respect you can do. I respect your right to do whatever you want, but I just think it's stupid personally. But you can keep going, so we don't
Are radishes basically underground tomatoes? No, because tomatoes have seeds and they're a fruit. Radishes are roots.
Yo,
there you go.
Don't disrespect radishes. They're hype. Don't even.
Okay, and
you skipped every other.
Because those are stuff that were already asked at.
Oh, okay.
Asked in the last podcast.
Special.
So we have. I have Reddit. I was going to say Reddit 50/50. No, that's a terrible site. Don't go on. I have asked Reddit. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Or I'm recording a podcast. I'm not going to answer my
No,
phone.
you gotta she could have been someone just called him and you just said no. Wait, you gotta be respectful to your friends.
No, but I am busy at the moment. I'm not going to cut it out.
Why are you not gonna cut it?
Well, here. There's a clap. Hopefully I'll find it.
Hopefully I'll find it. Okay. Among all the other claps in this podcast, let's find the one that I did.
Okay. The first one isn't. It's something you have to think of on the spot. Okay. What is something that makes absolutely zero sense to you?
Vaping. Vaping makes absolutely zero sense to me.
Honestly, I don't much understand it. It's just. It's just something you do. It's like for some people they drink soda all the time. For me, like that. Like I was thinking about this earlier. Like that's literally the best way to describe it. It's just it's flavor, and for some people they just like that nicotine high.
Mm-hmm.
I use 3 milligrams of nicotine in mine, which is the lowest setting you can buy, and it doesn't do anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just something that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Something that doesn't make. Wait, what? Oh, I thought I had something. I can't. Stupid people. Hold on. No. Bear with me. No, it's just people that just don't. Like for me, I always pay attention. I'm always like observant. I'm always trying to figure stuff out. I'm always trying to be like people that just don't do anything, that don't pay attention, that just sit around and like are always like how can you afford to be bored? That's just like. Even when I'm like, I can never really be truly bored because I'm always at least talking to someone, always texting, Snapchatting, watching YouTube. I'm never bored, and I just don't understand how anybody can afford the time to be bored, especially with this today's day and age.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much to do, there's so much to learn. I love learning. Like, if I'm bored, like if I'm bored, one of the things I do, put in a podcast, go for a walk. I'm getting exercise, I'm learning something, or I'm listening to something that's funny. Like that is, it's like, you should never be bored. I just don't understand how people are bored. What was hugely hyped but flopped, or hyped up but flopped? I don't know, silly bands, fidget spinners, fidget cubes.
Fidget spinners weren't hyped up but flopped. They were hyped up. No one thought they were relevant, but everybody got them.
Then everybody. Well, yeah.
I think they mean like what was something that got like that didn't release but got a lot of like hype and everyone wanted to get it, and then when it released, like no one wanted it. Something like
Batman v Superman.
Yeah, Batman v. Well, I knew that was gonna flop from the beginning. That was such a stupid matchup in the first place.
Well, it was a good matchup because it got those two characters together, but it's just the way they executed it was just
not even that. I just think the matchup was stupid because like when you think about the characters themselves, like I'm not gonna try to nerd out like this. Again, I don't ever read comic books, but I just know this much: when you consider the characters that Batman and Superman are, like Superman is like when you read through the comics, he's established like his character is. He's a god trying to live among men and like trying to live in. He's a perfect being living in this imperfect world. Well, Batman's like he's an imperfect being trying to make the world perfect. So like you have some like it's like you have like a godlike character versus
a man.
Anyone like you could.
But like Batman was like okay, that's too much. That's already enough. We've talked about so much about superheroes and stuff.
I know because like half the questions you read off were like, "What's your favorite Batman?"
Literally, I always ask questions, and then I'll get like maybe 1 or 2 questions, and then I said ask a question. Ask a DC or Marvel 20 questions. I'm like, what? And then they're all about the same.
That's why you don't do DC Marvel questions.
Well, I just thought it would be something that I wonder if.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay. Just need, what's something you should not fuck with? A bear. A tiger. Any kind of wild animal. Like, don't mess with them. Yeah. They'll destroy you.
I think just like what.
I think
something you shouldn't mess with or. Something you should mess with. Just like, I think it would be probably. I'm not trying to like there be dead silence. I'm just trying to think. Something you should mess with should be like that moment when you walk up and you know your friend's upset. Like,
I was thinking the same thing.
If you know your friend's upset and like,
don't mess with them, but be there for them.
Yeah.
That especially if it's even if it's a stranger, just try to be there. And I'm coming up.
I suck at doing this personally, just because like I'm still kind of socially incapable, and so I don't really get like certain social cues. I'm still trying to like. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to like say I'm stupid, but I'm not perfect. Like sometimes I just won't do.
Christian's making him Christian is a really smart dude. I don't know why he keeps on thinking he
might
be
I don't like bragging about myself.
But I will brag about him. He is a very, very intelligent human being, and he's one of the people in the world that I trust the most. Like, I can hands down, I'd be completely fine with leaving my life in Christian's hands. Like, he is a good person, and he always tries to do the best for people. But he just doesn't know how to do something.
I'm not like the brightest.
I mean, I'm the same way. I just there's something for me.
What I just said, the brightest tool in the shed when it comes to some things. Like that's obviously I'm not I don't word.
Well, there was something that me and Caleb came up with. It was I'm not the brightest pea, or I'm not the brightest pea in the sack or something like that. we were trying to combine. The tool in the shed, banana in the bunch, and pea in the. I don't know. We were trying to do. It was
the shack.
What is something random that gives you severe anxiety?
Going back, yeah. Well, again, holding up these high quality standards for the podcast. Takes you 5 seconds to say anxiety.
Shut up. Okay. Here's one thing that actually. This actually answers the question. I stutter. I've stuttered for a long time. I've gotten better at it, but I whenever I'm trying to my brain thinks faster than my mouth can talk, and I actually talk really fast sometimes because I'm just trying to say all this stuff. But because of that, I stutter, and it's not really a random thing, but it just makes me feel bad because. People have made fun of it, and it's just whenever I stutter, I don't like hearing myself stutter at all.
Yeah. I think for me it'd be parking, but not pulling out of the parking spot is just going in, because I'm just so going out I can look back and I know how to get out of a parking spot, but going in I'm always afraid that I'm gonna veer off 2 inches too early. I'm gonna turn into a parking spot 2 inches too early. And then I'm gonna end up scraping or the other person's car or something. I just have that fear, because I'm not a bad driver. I just rarely ever have to park somewhere, and even then, when I do, I just get really terrified of pulling into the space. Getting out, I can do pretty well. It's just getting in. It's always the hard part. I'm sorry, I just yawned there.
That's fine. I don't like it. Okay, this is my Lowlife Podcast. It's okay if you messed up because it's the low life. Speaking of low life,
oh my God.
What's equally enjoyable, whether you're rich or poor?
Probably
I would say eating your favorite food.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, if someone puts down your favorite food in frnt of you,
it's just the satisfaction of being able to get that food.
Yeah. For me, if someone put down a homemade chicken pot pie, I would be drooling instant, because it's just my favorite food, and I haven't had one in a long time now that I think about it, but it's such a for me it's such a good food, or whatever meal you like. It's just you see that, and everybody always gets the same reaction from their favorite food.
I think I'm gonna be the corny dude or whatever. I think music's something that you could also say is enjoyable. Cause if I put on a song for someone who's poor or for someone who's rich, if it's a good song and they both like the same style of music, there's not going to be a difference in how they react to it. Like, one's not going to think it's... The rich people aren't going to be like, oh, this isn't for me. I'm too rich for this kind of culture. They're going to be like, oh.
Everybody like no matter who you are, everybody likes music. Like,
yeah.
It may be like only you may hate all music except for one song, but everybody loves music.
Yeah, like there's something. And I think
you know what else would be something that would be equally enjoyable because we're humans.
Yeah. Talking
about yourself. Like, I hate it, but at the same time, I can't help it.
I just never like talking about myself. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it, but I feel like I do it so often, and I don't let other people talk. I feel like it's just a normal, human instinct.
I just don't want people to hate me, so I just don't talk about myself ever, and so I just don't have to worry about that. It's like the easiest thing ever. Just don't, like, hype yourself up, unless you have to hype yourself up for some reason, like a paper or something. I don't know.
Okay, next question. Reddit. What is the weirdest thing to say when answering a phone? Hello, this is, what is it? Hello, this is, Texas cremation. You kill him, we grill him. How may I help you, or something like that?
No, it's, hey, welcome to Joe's. You bring the dough, we bring the hose. How can I help you today?
No, it's Joe's Horse Shack. Welcome to Joe's Horse Shack. You bring the dough, we bring the dough, or we bring the hose, you bring the dough, or something like that.
That was the least smooth delivery on that I've ever heard.
I saw it in Tumblr, and it was a long time ago.
I've seen it before too, but
I
just call it Joe's.
I like Jack's cremation. You kill him, we drill him.
Oh my god! You kill him, we grill him. That's so dumb.
What can men get away with that women? Okay, let's not get into that.
Thanks, Henry. Good questions.
Shut up. Nope, that's okay. What simple task are you surprisingly bad at? Reading questions.
Yeah,
I'm really bad at reading
or reciting anything. Whenever you hit a point where you stutter, I am really bad keep on stuttering.
Yeah, I'm really bad at reading. Like, I'll start reading something and then either have to hand it off, or like usually Jared knows, like, 'cause Jared knows me really well. He'll just take whatever I'm reading, like, just take it from me and read it for me, because he knows I don't know if he does it to be a nice guy, but he knows I struggle with it, so he'll just do it for me because he can actually do.
What simple task am I surprisingly bad at? Signing my name.
Really?
I cannot sign my name to save my life, and it makes me upset because, like, you have to be like. Today you have to sign your name. Like, oh hey, you want to use your credit card? Just sign your name here. And I'm like, I can't do this. And they'll be like, sure you can. Like, I remember when I was like 14, I remember going to GameStop for like my birthday because I wanted to get like a used DS game or something because it was cheap. And I was like, oh man, Henry's taking notes on this.
No, I'm gonna sign my name.
Okay, but yeah, so like, I remember, and they were like, oh man, sign your name please, and I was like, and I just printed my name as best. I just like printed out my name, and I felt really embarrassed, and like, I just, every time they've been like, oh, can you sign your name again, I've been like, I can't, because I don't know, I can't pick up, like, however you're supposed to sign your name. I can't pick up cursive like that. I'm basically incompetent like that, but it's like, whatever.
Like, all my signatures look generally the same. Like, here, do what you.
I'm not signing my name, Henry.
Why not?
I think they can't see it.
I don't care. I want to see it. I want to see it.
After this is
done,
I
want to see it. Okay,
right now,
fine. What after it's done? Okay. Oh, this is a cool one. Which minor character do you wish had their own spin-off? Like, whether it be from any TV show or book or game or whatever.
Minor character, like, from anything?
Like, someone that isn't... Like for example, a spin-off of Tails or Knuckles, like a singular Knuckles game. Like a spin-off of a character... Or not minor, but, like, not main character.
Yeah.
Who's the one guy from Incredibles? Frozone. I would love to see a Frozone.
I think they're making Incredibles 2, aren't they?
Yeah, and
they're making in the next couple.
next year. I hope they like bring him more in because everybody loves him. I would love to see a spin-off of that.
I don't see. That's the thing with Incredibles 2. Like, I understand where one left off. I'm just really interested to see what else you could tackle, because the first one kind of tackled like how the world didn't want superheroes, but by the end, like, you could see that there was a need for superheroes, and so they came back. I want to see what happens from there. Like, I want to see what they explore from there. Like, what will happen when they, like, the kids grow up? Will they want to stay with, like, is it going to be when the kids grow up? Is it going to be called the Underminer? Or
I want to see, like, I want them, it's, like, to start off the story where Jack's, like, in kindergarten or something like that.
So they're all a few years older. And so it'd be, I think there's some really interesting stuff you could cover, like, with Incredibles. I think the idea of just superheroes that have to go into hiding, but they still have to be superheroes, like, that's such a weird idea, but it's a really fun concept.
Okay, so we were talking about Gotham earlier. So, like everybody knows Bruce Wayne's parents were killed in an alley. But, like, that was the first thing that happens in Gotham, and then they start the story from there, and they follow Jim Gordon. Like, something else where it's like at the beginning of someone's story, and it's like before they actually become the main character. Like, stuff like that would be cool. I'm trying to think of someone else that. Okay, actually, who would be a good example? I'm trying to think of, because superheroes usually have this sort of stuff.
Yeah. I'm trying to, like, what kind. I don't know what you're thinking about, so I don't really know. Or just.
You think. What's a character that had something happen and then, like, later on, later on he becomes a superhero. I'm trying to think of, like, people like that.
Oh, so you mean someone who had, like, a tragic backstory, and like eventually,
or not necessarily tragic, but just a predominant backstory that starts off when they're young, and then it starts again when they're older.
It starts off when
you know what'd be cool?
What?
If they did a show on Dick Grayson, and they had like before when he was still with his parents, like a show about the circus. That would be. I would love that. Or even, like, after he leaves Batman, because they never, like, I don't know about comic books. I would assume with comic books they went more in depth. But with, like, TV shows and movies, they never actually fully went into Dick Grayson. He is by far my favorite DC character. I would love to see, like, something like that happen.
Mm-hmm. I think one of my favorite DC DC superheroes, like, I know there's, like, Captain Marvel, or is he Captain Marvel or Shazam?
He's Shazam.
Okay, Shazam, the 12-year-old kid was like, oh, Shazam, and he turns into this, like, buff, like, superhero.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I think he's a cool character. I think that's just...
If they made a film about him...
Because it's just Tom...
I think they are.
It's like, what if we took Tom Hanks big and just made that into a superhero?
And, dude, like, that was a good movie.
It's a good movie. Like, I just like the idea of kids trying to be, like, kids having to live in the adult world before it's their time. I think that's just I don't know. It's just weird to me.
You know what'd be an interesting story? Okay, you know Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah.
Who was his best friend? Like, the one that was, like, really...
I don't know, you got the computer open. Just really quick.
It doesn't, like... it doesn't matter. It's like the guy that was his best friend, he wrecked his dad's car. Imagine a story about Ferris Bueller, but it was told through that kid. Because, like, then you would see, like, all the different things of how he... Because with Ferris Bueller, he controlled it. Like, he controlled the movie. But, like, it through another person's perspective, being like, really, he's doing this again, or, like, just to see their thought process or something like that. I feel like that would.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I could see that.
That would be a cool spin-off.
I think it would too. I don't know, just like. I don't know. I think that'd be fun. It's just like. I don't know.
Okay. Next question. What's a short, clean joke that gets a laugh every time?
Don't got any of those. Look at that. I'm just kidding.
I always do the classic. They're like, "Oh, I'm tired." I'm like, "I'm tired." I'm Henry. It gets a pity laugh out of someone. But, like, and they'll be like, I hate you because I'm actually smiling. Like, it's like those sort of, like, I love, like, terrible dad jokes that, like, I say them all the time, and it's my thing. It's like, people know me for that sort of thing.
I understand. It's just, yeah. How many more do you want to do?
I think this is a good question to end off on.
Okay.
What industry are you glad millennials are killing? And let's go further. What industry are you glad millennials are bringing up?
What do you mean, like, what industry? Do you mean, like, a certain idea or product that's going down, or do you just mean, like...
Like, okay, here's an example.
You go with your thing, and I'll go with yours.
Like, millennials are bringing the age of social media and, like, YouTube and stuff, where it's more of, like, everybody's able to create stuff themselves, and, but they're... Okay, one thing that they're killing is, like, more people doing these, like... warehouse jobs where they're making cars or everything's being replaced by robots, meaning meaning all these kids are more expected to learn computer programming, learn engineering, learning these skills that bring out more creativity instead of like manual labor. I feel like that's such a I love that turn of like just trying to make a world a better place. With using everybody.
I think I don't think it's something that I'm glad. I don't think there's any industry I'm specifically glad the millennials are killing. I think one thing that's sad that I've always thought is sad is just like I'm sad that CDs are going away. I personally really like CDs. I just like how it's 10 songs because you get a CD so you can listen to 2 songs, but then you end up listening to the CD and you like the other songs.
Yeah.
Like I've done that so much. Like I've done that with a lot of CDs, and it's helped introduce me to other songs, which has got me hooked up with other bands, and it's like I don't know.
So I clicked on the question.
Yeah.
Telephone books. I haven't actually looked through a telephone book.
A telephone book.
But you can Google if you're wanting to call emos, you don't look at the telephone book. You Google emos and then press call.
Yeah.
Like it's stuff like that.
Yeah. I think and I know you've mentioned it. I think you've mentioned it a few times, but I think one thing that I'm kind of glad they're killing off is commercials. Well, you haven't said it at all, but you've mentioned like YouTube, and that made me think like, oh hey, you can click the skip ad. Like, I'm glad that they're starting to get away with like cable TV and commercials that you basically can just DVR. One of the things that said on here was actually cable TV. Oh.
So I was actually gonna bring it up, but I was just gonna let you talk first. But yeah, I don't watch TV, like ever. Everything for me is on my laptop.
Okay. I watch YouTube. I think it's going downhill.
Really?
Yeah. There's this whole video by someone I watch that he did like a 48-minute long video on how YouTube's going downhill, and like I have to say that I agree with him. Like I've been thinking like YouTube when I before that video popped up, like I just hop on YouTube and I was like, there's nothing exciting. Like either there's too much content or it's all the same content. Like, if you, think about it. When Game Grumps, we'll take, Game Grumps, for example. Like, when they were a thing, when they started, there weren't that many, let's take 2 people, sit them in front of a couch. Like, when they started, Let's Plays were still there, but they were in, this 10-minute, episodic format. It was just, they were episodic, but Game Grumps had a different style than the others. They weren't as much focused on the game than as they were what jokes can we make and what stories can we say around the game. And as we've grown up, basically everyone's a Let's Player now. Half of the damn website's just a Let's Play channel.
But the other
half's just
vlogs and stuff.
Yeah, it's just half.
That's not all that's out there.
Half of it's gaming crap. Another portion of it's big company produced crap. Some of it's just excerpts from live television, which doesn't get me. And then there's the one sliver of good content that you can't find because everyone else is getting their spotlight. I cannot some of these I just think that YouTube could be a lot better. I think that the program whatever they use to help you find videos. I like just going on YouTube and looking the different parts of YouTube. I like the smaller channels because they put more time in their content because they're clearly not concerned about getting as many views as possible. But when I find YouTubers that are concerned about like, oh hey, I have to play the latest game so I can milk all the like money out of it, like I can't get behind them. That's why, like when I was younger, I used to watch people like play stupid games like Minecraft, and I watched people like PewDiePie. But as I've gotten older, I've just realized they're just milking something for what it's worth. They're not actually like bringing anything new to the table. They might have a funny thing every now and then, but for the most part, it's just all the same crap. And I'm just like, it's all lame. I don't want to watch someone, like 5 different people play this one game. Especially when you hit games, oh my god, when you hit games like Undertale and FNAF and all these stupid games that had so much hype about it.
Never watched or seen that.
Like, cause then like, for like years, like, not even years, like, it seemed like it was years that there was just constantly content about these games, and I don't care about these games. Like, they're not cool games. They're kind of lame.
For me, I've always watched people play games that I play personally.
Yeah.
So, like,
because that at least gives you like some connection. You can relate to what they're doing.
I watch like 4-ish main gamers. I watch 2 of them play League of Legends only. Mm-hmm. Like, they'll play maybe another game like once a month, if that. Mm-hmm. But they're mostly League of Legends like content creators.
Yeah.
And their editing style stays the same, but it stays good.
Yeah.
They're like and all that sort of stuff. Their content stays the same, but it's not the same jokes. It's new jokes. It's new interactions. It's new making fun of their friends. But it's the same people that I love all the time. The other 2 are and that's Magic Carp Use Fly and Spazzy with a 4, instead of an A. Then the other 2 is Vanoss and Minilad.
I hate no.
Vanoss always plays Gmod or COD, like COD Zombies, and those videos I've always found entertaining. Minilad I find way more entertaining than Vanoss because he's able to do stuff by himself.
Yeah. And
he's a fan of Tomb Raider, so he did a full playthrough of the newest Tomb Raider game, and I loved it. But he also has spent he doesn't use his time for one game. He allows himself to interact with his friends, like not always the same friends, but with different friends as he plays different games. And then he also has his friends, like some of his gamer friends. He like recently went on a road trip, and he vlogs. So he's done different things, different stuff, and to me it's really enjoying to watch. Mm-hmm. Because I love the personality. Like I don't care what video I click on of Minilads, I will love the video because I love the way he is. I love his personality and stuff. So for me, I don't necessarily care about the game as much as I care about the people that play the game.
Yeah.
But it helps if I understand what the game is. Like watching a League of Legends game when you have no idea what League of Legends is.
Mm-hmm. I just don't like I don't like a lot of channels that just ride trends and play like the most popular game.
Let's make a fidget spinner cake. Let's make a fidget spinner.
Yeah, because that's the issue. Because everyone's gonna start doing it, and then those stupid channels are just gonna get all the popularity because they're writing all this funny, like doing all this quote unquote funny content. And it's like I don't think it's funny.
I saw something like I was listening to, or I was watching some gamer YouTuber, and he was talking about. He's like, I was at VidCon, and I looked around, and I didn't see. And like I was looking at all these famous YouTubers, and I'm like, I don't know any of you people. And then he looks around and he's like, I know why I don't know you, because you're vloggers. Yeah. You talk to the camera. And then he looks around again and he's like, there's no gamers. There's like the amount of gamers that get recognition for their stuff to vloggers is like 20% to 80%. Yeah. Like everybody loves vlogs and not many people love games, and gamers are looked down upon, and I hate that because they both make quality content. They both I understand, that side is probably to the people that I don't watch as vloggers. Mm-hmm. Like the vloggers that I watch actually make vlogs, actually put time in.
I don't watch vlogs, I'm not
I watch David Dobrik, Casey Neistat, like people that put time and effort. They put blood and sweat into every single video that they make. And then I watch my gamers. Like the people that I watch actually put time and effort and make sure that their videos are quality before doing anything else. And then there's the people and they don't jump on trends. Like they'll make fun of trends. Like Magikarp, he makes fun of he's like, oh, let me just get my fidget spinner and now I have the ultimate power. Like now that I brought it out my inner cancer, I finally have the he makes fun of what's happening at the moment instead of other people who are like, oh, let's bake a fidget spinner cake. Like, yeah, cool.
Right.
These cookies are real fidget spinners. They can spin on their own. That's dope. Awesome. It's like, but for some people that's what they like. That's like the type of videos they like are DIY. The type of videos they like are someone just talking to a camera in the same room for 10 minutes. That's not the stuff I like. I like someone where either they go and play a game with friends and they put quality content. They put up quality content of them having fun, or they go out and do something outside of their house, or bring people over to their house and do something fun inside. Right. Like where they actually go out of their way to do something that isn't just you talking to a camera every week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm not saying just to I understand your perspective, but just to sum up mine, I don't hate YouTube. It's a novel idea, and it allows for a lot of people to be creative without a low budget. Because I know TV's kind of risen up, and a lot of people are like, oh wow, I can make a TV show, and now they can. But I think it's just most of the content on YouTube just involves people kissing the butt of whatever trend is popular, which just makes that trend more popular and annoying to see. I remember when I was younger, I used to watch game theory. I thought it was cool. It had interesting theories. It had all this mathematic and science based proof as to what could happen in real life, and I thought that was all cool. But then when certain games come out and it's oh, here's when FNAF came out or whatever.
What is FNAF?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When that came out, that's all the channel became, and I couldn't take it seriously after that. I just had to stop watching it for a while, and I came back, and it's just the same thing. I can't stand it. I want someone with fun content. I don't want them to have to do this, repeat the same trends, or be one in a million. One out of a million.
I found a YouTuber that does explain videos, but his are absolutely phenomenal. His name is Nightmind, or Nick Nocturne, and what he does is he finds different web series, like YouTube web series or whatever other industry web series, of paranormal, of creepy, of disturbing stuff. And he'll do an explain video of everything that's happening, or a video on hey, you should go check this guy out. This is what he's released so far. This is what's happened. His last video that I watched was one on Slenderverse. So he's done a lot of web series videos, and he was touching up on how Slender has appeared in different web series, and how he connects the dots of them. My favorite, he explained "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared." That's a web series that's creepy and weird and all that. He explained this one called Everyman Hybrid, and the amount of stuff that they did is absolutely phenomenal. And I would highly it's 9 hours of his videos are long. For Everyman Hybrid, he released 6 videos. First 4 were an hour and 20 minutes. The last 2 were an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah. Explaining about 200-300 videos of footage, but he goes in depth. He explains it all. He loves web series, so he's always looking out and always trying to find these new and exciting web series that he's able to share with his audience. And whenever people are going out and trying to talk about stuff, that's what they should be doing. That's one of a few of the guys I watch on YouTube. Like they'll do game reviews, but they'll do a game that was like 20 years old. They'll do a game that came out 3 years ago. They don't do the what's a game that everybody hyped up? Or like
No Man's Sky.
I don't think I saw that. Well, like they want like okay. They won't immediately, Super Smash Bros. Came out. All my videos for 3 weeks is going to be Super Smash Bros. Yeah. No, they're like, they do a Super Smash Bros. Video. Then they find this obscure Super Smash Bros. Ripoff. They play that. Then they find this other one. They play that. Like, they go out of their way and try to find these things that not many people know about and still have the same amount of fun.
Yeah.
Because it's something that you're not used to seeing.
And again, I'm not trying to be a nerd throughout this whole podcast. I just think there's some things that like they could use improvements, or I think there's just some things that we could use to make like YouTube
the world a better place. Make YouTube great again.
Yeah, that was the thing. That's
okay.
Yeah.
So we've been going for a while. I'll have to go through it and tune this up. But most of these podcasts that I do release, it's gonna be like exactly what we record is exactly what you hear. I'm not gonna do much cutting. I might do some cutting for this one because there's some things I'm gonna take out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and remember we record every Sunday and I upload it every Tuesday. So be sure to check that out. Also, if you're still listening, I have a big announcement. So in 2 weeks from today, in 1 week from today.
Ooh.
Holy crap, that's 1 week away. I'm turning 18.
Ooh, happy birthday!
And I am going to start daily vlogging, which is
daily vlogging. Oh my word!
I'm gonna be it's gonna be like a 2 to 5 minute video it's gonna be a vlog every single day. I'm gonna try not to burn out. I'm not gonna do the same thing every single day, but it's gonna be. Like, because we literally we just took a giant shit on some of these content creators, but I'm gonna try to at least get more content out there for you guys to watch, so you're not just listening to podcasts or seeing the same thing every single time. So with that, this is my Lowlife Podcast. I've been Henry Bellman. I've had Tristan Balker, my best friend.
Hi.
And that's the.
I'm pretty stupid.
That Tristan, don't stop. But yeah, that has been our Lowlife Podcast, and I'll see you next week. Bye.